Change the attribute of the file to read only. Open File Explorer and navigate to the file. File from replace a word with another. Click the More Colors option from a drop-down menu, then the color box appears. You will get various shades of red and blue. Underline the given text. Click and drag your cursor over the text you want to underline. Go to the Home tab in the ribbon at the top of the window. In the font group, you will see an underline button represented by a U with a line underneath it. Click on this button to apply a single underline to the selected text. After clicking the underline button, the selected text will be underlined. If you want to apply a different style of underline, example, double underline, dotted underline, click the small arrow next to the underline button to access more underline options. Select the text and make it bold. Click and drag your cursor over the text you want to make bold. Go to the Home tab in the ribbon at the top of the window. In the font group, you will see a B icon that represents bold formatting. Click on this B icon to make the selected text bold. After clicking the B icon, the selected text will appear bold. Click it again if you want to remove the bold formatting. You can also use keyboard shortcuts to apply or remove bold formatting. To make selected text bold, press Ctrl+B on your keyboard. Change the font style of the given text to italic. Click and drag your cursor over the text you want to change to italic. To select the number of rows and columns for your table. Hover your mouse over the grid until you reach the 3 rows and 3 columns. Click to select the 3 by 3 grid. Word will insert a 3 by 3 table at the location where you placed your cursor. Or you can click on Insert Table button. Insert Table box will appear. Type the number of columns and rows and click OK. You can now start typing or entering data into the cells of the table. Change the alignment of the heading to center. Center aligned. Click and drag your cursor over the heading text you want to center. Go to the Home tab in the ribbon at the top of the window. In the paragraph group, you will see a set of alignment icons. Click the Center Align icon. It looks like lines of text centered between 2 vertical lines. After clicking the Center Align icon, the selected heading text will be centered horizontally on the page. Your heading is now centered in your Word document. Alternatively, place your cursor anywhere within the heading text. You can use similar steps to change the alignment of other text or paragraphs as needed.
And you are done.
We all know how to apply numbering to the text from the menu panel. Do you know the shortcut key of it? The shortcut key is hit Ctrl plus Alt plus L key. If you repeat the shortcut key, it will add a subnumber so that you can use it for subpoints.
Tab. You will see link option. Click on link. Dialog box related the link will appear. In address space that URL that we have copied. And then hit OK. The text will turn to blue. Whenever you hover cursor on that hyperlink, massage will appears Ctrl plus click to follow link. Then hit Ctrl and click mouse, that will take you to the web page you link to that text. Insert a picture and align it to left or right. Click in the document where you want to insert the picture. Go to the Insert tab in the ribbon. In Illustrations group there is Pictures button. Click on the pictures. Add footer into your document. In the ribbon at the top of the Word window, select the Insert After you've added and customized your footer, you can close the header and footer tools by either double-clicking outside the header or footer area or by clicking the Close Header and Footer option in the Design tab under the Header and Footer tools. Your footer should now be added to your document. Page border, apply or remove. In the ribbon at the top of the Word window, select the Design tab. In the Page Background group, you'll see a button labeled Page Borders. Click on it. In the Page Border dialog box, under Settings select None and click the OK button to remove page border from document. Split the text into columns. Select the text you want to cells. Click the Increase Indent button. Apply vertical text orientation to a cell. Click on the Home tab in the ribbon at the top of the window. In the Alignment group, you will find AB icon. That is called Orientation button. Click on that. Under drop-down, various options available. You can rotate your text counterclockwise, clockwise, up, down, or align text vertically. Select Rotate Text Up option for vertical text orientation of cell. The text in the selected cell will now be oriented vertically. Text wrapping in a cell. Click on the Home tab in the ribbon at the top of the window. In the Alignment group, you will find Wrap Text button. Click to wrap your text. Or you can use keyboard shortcut Alt+H+W. Data in the cell wraps to fit the column width, so if you change the column width, data wrapping adjusts automatically. Delete a worksheet tab. Click on the tab of the worksheet you want to delete. The worksheet tabs are located at the bottom of the Excel window. Right-click on the tab of the selected worksheet. This will open a context menu. In the context menu, select the Delete option. Excel will display a confirmation dialog to confirm the deletion of the worksheet. Click on Delete button. The selected worksheet will be deleted permanently from the workbook. Insert a new worksheet and rename it. At the bottom of the Excel window, you can see plus sign icon and circle. That is New Sheet button. Click on it. Now, you have inserted a new worksheet. Or you can use shortcut key Shift plus F11 to insert new worksheet. To rename the new worksheet, double-click on the Sheet tab. Alternatively, you can right-click on the Sheet tab and choose Rename. Remove the grid line. the minus key on your keyboard simultaneously. Excel will remove the selected column, shifting the columns to the right of it to the left to fill the gap created by the deletion. Zooming in or zooming out your worksheet. Locate the zoom slider in the bottom right corner of the Excel window. It's a slider bar with a minus sign on the left and a plus sign on the right. Click and drag the slider to the right, toward the plus sign, to zoom in and make the content larger. Click and drag the slider to the left, toward the minus sign, to zoom out and make the content smaller. Or use the plus and minus buttons to adjust the zoom level incrementally. Or you can use keyboard shortcut to zoom in and out. To zoom in, press and hold the Control key and scroll up with your mouse wheel. This method allows you to zoom in and out smoothly. In the list, see amount got matched. appear of column width. Type the desired amount you want. See, the width of the column has been changed. It's done. Merging to cells is very easy. Select the cells you want to merge. In the Home tab, click on Merge Center. You will get options here for merging. If you click on Merge Center, all cells get merged in the center. If you click on Merge Across, the selected cells get merged horizontally. Want to make boring reports stand out? Try using different fonts and colors. For that, you can select headline text or column row of heading. Then in Home tab, click on down arrow in Font section. Here you will get a number of fonts from which you can choose desired font. If you want to change color, here in Font Color, you will get many color options. Click the color you wish to give. And it's done. To change the font size of the text, select the text of the cell or you can select the column. In the Home tab, you can increase the font from the numbers given here or you can type the desired font size manually. Another way is clicking on Increase Font Size option or Decrease Font Size option. To make the text bold, click on Bold or the shortcut key is Ctrl+B key. Make sure the text or cell is selected first. Change layout of the slide. Click on the slide in the left-hand pane to select it. The selected slide will be highlighted. Go to the Home tab in the PowerPoint ribbon at the top of the window. Click on the Layout drop-down menu in the Slides group. This will display a list of available slide layouts. Choose the layout that best suits your content and design needs from the drop-down menu. Click on the desired layout. PowerPoint will apply the selected layout to the slide you had previously selected. context menu will appear. Select the duplicate slide or duplicate option from the menu. PowerPoint will create an exact copy of the selected slide immediately after it in the presentation. Or you can duplicate a slide using keyboard shortcut. Select the slide you want to duplicate in the slide sorter panel. Press Ctrl+D. The duplicated slide will appear right after the original slide in your presentation. Insert a new blank slide in the presentation. Go to the slide where you want to insert the new blank slide. Click on the slide that should come after the new slide you want to add. This is where your new slide will be inserted. In the Home tab on the PowerPoint ribbon, you will find the New Slide button. The icon for this button looks like a slide with a star. Click on it. A new slide will be inserted after the current slide, and it will be a blank slide by default. You can start adding content to your new blank slide, such as text, images, charts, or any other elements you need. Hide any slide from your presentation. In the left-hand panel, you'll see a thumbnail view of all the slides in your presentation. Locate the slide you want to hide. Right-click on the slide you want to hide. Select Hide Slide from the context menu. The slide should now be hidden from view when you run the presentation. If you later want to unhide the slide, you can follow the same steps but choose Hide Slide again to toggle it back to being visible in the presentation. The fade transition with the smoothly effect will be applied to the selected slide. Replace the word in entire presentation. Press Ctrl PowerPoint will find and replace the text throughout the entire presentation. Once you have made all the replacements, click Close to close the Find and Replace dialog box. Change the case of given text to uppercase. Find the rotate options. You can use the rotate right 90 degrees or rotate left 90 degrees buttons to rotate the image in 90-degree increments. You can also select flip horizontal or flip vertical to mirror the image. Or click on More Rotation options and fine-tune the rotation angle by manually typing the degree value in the Rotate field. After you've rotated the image to your liking, you can click away from the image to deselect it. Remove bold and italic effect from the text. Select the text italic formatting. Press Ctrl+I to turn italic on or off for the selected text. After removing the bold and italic effects, the text should now appear in normal formatting. Insert an image and give glow effect to it. Go to the slide where you want to insert the image. Click on the Insert tab in the PowerPoint ribbon at the top. From Images group, select Pictures button. This allows you to insert an image from your computer. Choose the appropriate option to insert image from drop-down list. Navigate to the folder where your image is located and select it. Double-click to insert it. The image will be inserted onto your slide. Once the image is inserted, select it by clicking on it. Go to the Picture Format tab in the PowerPoint ribbon. You will see a Picture Effects option. Click on it. In the drop-down menu that appears, select Glow. A sub-menu will open with various options for the glow effect. You can choose from different glow variations. Click on the specific glow effect you want to apply. Or click on More Glow Colors to select a custom glow color if needed. Or click on Glow Options. Format Pictures window appears. You can customize the glow effect by adjusting options such as presets, color, size and transparency as needed. Insert action buttons, previous and next. Select the slide where you want to add the navigation button. Click on the Insert tab in the PowerPoint ribbon at the top. In the Illustrations group, click on Shapes and go to the Action buttons from the drop-down menu. You will see a list of action button shapes. To add a previous button, select the left arrow option. Select it, click and drag on your slide to draw the action button. Action Settings window will appear, with showing hyperlink to previous slide. Click OK. The previous button will be created. Select the slide where you want to add a next button. Click on the Insert tab. Click on Shapes and go to the Action buttons from the drop-down menu. Select the right arrow option. Click and drag on your slide to draw the action button. Action Settings window will appear, with showing hyperlink to next slide. Click OK. The next button will be created. Now, when you present your slideshow, you can click on the next or previous buttons to navigate through your slides. Insert an oval shape and apply fade animation to it. Click on the Insert tab in the top menu. Select Shapes icon from Illustrations group and choose the oval shape from the Basic Shapes options. Click and drag on the slide to draw the oval shape. Display the given presentation in slide Go to your search engine. Type yahoo.com in the search bar. Hit enter. Click on the first link. Yahoo's browser will open. To add this as a favorite browser, click on the star icon in the top right of the browser bar. The bookmark dialog box will pop up. In the previous version of Microsoft, the favorite option was there. Now in Bookmark, you can add your favorite sites and web pages. Click on Done. Your browser will be added to the bookmark as a favorite. Go to your search engine. In the search bar, type https://www.mygovt.in/ and hit enter. My government site will be open. Go to your search engine. Open any website you wish to add. The shortcut key to save a web page is Ctrl+S. The dialog box will open to choose where you want to save your web page. You can choose to save type as per your need. Select the destination and click on Save. Your web page is saved. If you go to the saved destination and double-click on the link, the page will open directly. Create a new contact in MS Outlook. Click on the Set an appointment with a subject. Click on the calendar icon in the left corner of the Outlook window. This will take you to the calendar view. Choose the specific date for your appointment by clicking on the calendar. Then, click on the New Appointment button. This button is usually located in the Home tab of the ribbon. In the New Appointment window, enter the subject of your appointment in the title field. Set an appointment with subject such as business meeting. You have selected the date before. Therefore, there is no need to enter the date. You can choose and change the date from here as well. Specify the start time and end time in the fields. Add any additional details you want for the appointment, such as location, reminder, and notes. Once you have entered all the necessary information, click the Save and Close button to save the appointment. Your appointment with the specified date and time will now be added to your Outlook calendar. Create an appointment in the calendar. Click on the calendar icon in the left corner of the Outlook window. This will take you to the calendar view. In the calendar view, click on the New Appointment button. This button is usually located in the Home tab of the ribbon. Appointment window will open. In the New Appointment window, enter the subject of your appointment in the title field. Set an appointment with subject such as staff training. Specify the date and time for the appointment using the start time and end time fields. For example, we will set an appointment for 10 days and time 1 hour daily, for example, 9 to 10 a.m. Add any additional details you want for the appointment, such as location, reminder, and notes. Once you have entered all the necessary information, click the Save and Close button to save the appointment. Your appointment with the specified date and time will now be added to your Outlook calendar.